from the garden of crystalline purity.
Labyrinthine Heirs is the debut full-length album from Austin, Texas-based experimental black and noise rock band Labyrinthine Heirs. And this is Austin-based group is kind of an interesting prospect because one of the members, the bassist, is also in a band called Phase 4, and they have a similar approach to experimenting with extreme metal sounds and kind of post-punk or noise rock and kind of finding a droning equivalency between the two parts. So this is a strongly atmospheric record. It is a challenging and experimental record with a very direct focus. They don't lose focus along the way, and they don't really wild out like you would expect from the kind of anti-corporate rock, noise rock kind of side of thing. This is not really a punk record so much as it is a seething black metal influenced stomp through a lot of ideas which try to link noise rock with extreme metal. And for me, when they point to something like Virus, I think that gets you in a certain almost Voivod-esque mode where this is not that. This is something closer to like Head of the Demon, where they're slowly trotting through these sounds. And you might find some of that pacing in certain records from Lugubrum, and you might find some of the more explosive moments, which are very few and far between, where things do clash in a band like Reveal, but they don't fully go there like Fly Strips did. This is not exactly that record. So once you've heard at least 15 seconds of one song, it might be 10 minutes, and you pretty much get the idea of the pacing and movement. So we'll cut to a clip here, and I'll talk more about this, the pluses and minuses behind this experiment.
The discernible void, enraptured in the ineffable one.
So I can't help but reference Phase 4 once again. I felt like it was an overlooked record. It was one that I was trying to release when I was still running the label side of things, because it was a great record. They're self-titled back in 2022 or so. And I think that my excitement for Labyrinthine Heirs really starts and ends because it is similar to that kind of idea. Maybe the lyrics are a little bit more thoughtful and direct with their themes. There's definitely different actors behind all of these parts, and their sound is unique to themselves. I think that the noise rock influenced rhythms do show up in an interesting way along the way, but the black metal side of things won't be all that evident beyond some of the rasped vocals. And I think the vocals, it's either going to be something that you like or that is gratingly annoying because there's no real tone to them. They're aiming for something which is black metal inspired, but doesn't really have the desperate, anxietous or performative side of it. It really is kind of croaked. And when you're sitting there listening to an 8 to 10 minute song, there's are outbursts of interest along the way, but they don't really come from the vocals. It's more the rhythm section that's doing most of the work here, and the guitarist is especially fine in his detailing throughout all of these songs. Kind of like if you like a record like Black Flags, In My Head, as I do, it's one of my favorite records of all time, you'll appreciate that this record kind of scrawls through these moments and creates this miserable thumping drone through all of it. But I found that none of it sticks, and the momentum really just kind of falters into an abysmal sort of experience that is droning, and it has a couple of bursts of mathematical confusion and what isn't pleasurable in any way. It isn't something that I want to return to. Experimental music doesn't have to be that, and I would still give this a moderately high recommendation because I do like this idea. I do like their general sound design and components. I just think that this idea needs the rhythmic impetus of noise rock to be interesting, and it can't be such a plodding, droning, slow-built idea because it saps the energy from black metal and from noise rock in such a way that they don't have what makes them special. And without a vocalist who is crazed and over the top and saying, controversial things, it just doesn't work on either side. So I think there's places to go with this sound, and this is just a baseline, and it's just too much of a drone to really catch interest on both sides. And I happen to have a huge interest in both noise rock and black metal. I love to see extreme metal finding those pockets of interest in different types of music, but this didn't really quite hit it out the park for me. But it's still something that I'll look out for and stay interested in. So see what you think. Check it out for yourself. Maybe you got it more than I did. So otherwise, go ahead and read my review for more of my thoughts in depth.
Expulsion from the garden of crystalline